Needless to say, the new venture has support from City Hall, and joining us are one of the retailers, the owner of the fashion truck, Emily Benson, and from the Boston Redevelopment Authority, the Deputy Director of Community Planning, Randi, Lathrop. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I want to start with Emily Benson. Why do business out of a truck?
Why not? It's more convenient, I think, especially for women. I sell specifically to women 25 to 45 who have really busy lifestyles, and for me to be able to bring fashion to them that's already been curated in a way that I think is right for their lifestyle needs, it's perfect.
You started before at some other locations in the SOA market in the South End?
Yes, for the past year and a half I've been at the SOA market every Sunday, and another big part of my business is doing private parties at women's houses. So that's been big in the suburbs and in the city. Brookline, Brighton, even up in, Melrose and Reading.
Randi, talk about making this work, because one of the things you have to watch out for with any kind of retail truck is if they set up in the wrong place and somebody's in a competing business and they're paying rent in a building, then that's not really fair.
Absolutely. So at the city, under Mayor Menino's direction, we're working with the truck owners, but we're also talking to the business organizations in the city to find the right locations. So we're going to be very sensitive to bricks and mortar. Eventually, if we find certain locations that work for everybody, we'll make sure we'll get a sign off from the property owner that the truck is in front of, and also the retailer. But there's definitely areas in our city that we don't necessarily have fashion, or we don't necessarily have some of the products they're carrying, because a lot of the artists, they're making work out there, selling their work on the truck. So I think it's a very complimentary opportunity, and most of the truck owners are really young entrepreneurs. So it's it's really their first step into the retail world, and eventually maybe some of these folks will open up a storefront. So we really feel that it's a very young entrepreneurial way of doing business.
Emily, how would you distinguish what you're selling from maybe the more conventional things that a lot of people also look for downtown, places like Macy's or Marshall's, H&M? What's the difference?
Sure. I think the biggest part about what I sell is it's unique to Boston, and it's unique in its design and its price point. I don't sit there and sell 10 colors of a cashmere sweater. I sell a beautiful sequin dress for $78. So it's a unique item, it's well priced, and a lot of the things I have on the truck are exclusive to Boston. I carry a line called Isaac, who's a designer who works between New York and Paris, and he's done some very big things for Sephora and L'Oreal, but I have his Boston exclusive handbag line. So I sell that in my truck, and no one else in Boston has it. So
isn't everything in your truck under $100?
Everything is under $100. So it's a very specific niche market. I love being able to dress women who I can dress them for $150 in a fabulous outfit.
Now, I mean, how do you find the niche market? Because on one hand, you have people who have lots of money and they'll pay for the best thing that's out there, and on the other hand, you have people who are, I guess maybe they're imaginative, looking for some ways to get something that isn't an arm and a leg, but it looks great.
Yeah, I think a lot of the women that come in my truck are looking for a fun experience too. They're looking for unique products that are well priced, but the experience on a truck is fun. I don't ever see women frowning in my truck unless maybe I don't have their size, but I think that it's really about this new paradigm shift in shopping, that it can be, you don't have to go into one store or go into 5 stores and try to find what you need. You really can come to a truck, and we're going to present to you, the most curated assortment of what we think is on trend for that season.
Randi, these trucks wouldn't be there unless they wanted to be there. So what is it about the location, other than trying to hide the bricks on City Hall Plaza, that makes this reasonable?
I think what's exciting about City Hall Plaza is it's right across the T-Transit for the Green Line, and it's right in the midst of as everybody knows, City Hall is surrounded by the financial district, very close to Beacon Hill, very close to the North End, Quincy Market, Faneuil Hall. So it's right at the hub of where we have a lot of people coming and going. So I think it's a great opportunity to see how the trucks can do in that area. And the trucks, I think there's going to be 7 trucks out there Wednesday through Friday, and also the last week before the holidays they'll be there every day. So it's an opportunity. Some of them are going to sell sneakers that you can't find anywhere else, because a lot of young people collect sneakers today. So there's a whole range of accessories, fashion, sneakers, and that particular part of City Hall doesn't really have a lot of fashion right there. The fashion area is more toward the downtown crossing area, as you know, where Macy's is, and H&M, and Marshalls.
By the way, where do you see this going after the holidays? Do you have any ideas?
Well, we have the mayor appointed. I'm kind of heading up the initiative on behalf of the mayor. So we have city departments working together with the truck owners and with the business organizations to find locations in the future that they're going to be able to park in the neighborhoods to conduct business. So that's really our goal, and to also be able to support them on special events, which they can actually do today. Because right now the trucks are not allowed to be on right-of-ways or city property. They can be parked on private property, but we're trying to find locations eventually out in the neighborhoods, all in the downtown, that they're going to be welcome and they're going to also financially do well.
Emily, what about the ability to take this to another step, add another location? Because locations can mean a lot. I'm sure the Sella Market, the South End setting is a big deal too.
Yeah, I think that part of what trucks can provide for the city is a place, a way to show other maybe bigger retailers that they can be successful there as well. Like in a place like the Seaport, there's a lot of money being funded to put restaurants and office buildings down there. There's no retail right now. So, maybe put some trucks down there for a little while and kind of get it moving so that other retailers can see this happening. I think the South End has always been a great place on the Sunday market spectrum for it to work.
Take me back a little bit farther. What got you into that, crossing that threshold into doing it out of a truck?
Sure. So I spent 7 years as an accessories merchandiser for really big companies, Abercrombie & Fitch, Henry Bendel, Club Monaco, and really it came out of this desire to own my own boutique. I was living in New York City and I saw all these fabulous food trucks, and I thought, wow, you can put a whole kitchen in a truck. It must be easy to put a store in a truck, So for me, it was really a foray into being able to own my own boutique, but not having to necessarily settle down. For me, I see it as a great way to kind of travel around and say, where could I have a storefront? Here's where my customer is. She's in Downtown Crossing. She's in the financial district. And, kind of test out the waters before I actually want to plant my seeds.
And you were in the downtown last year.
Yep, I was in Downtown Crossing last year, right outside of where Borders was. And it was fantastic. I think there's a lot of women down there who want to shop on their lunch hour, and they don't really have a place to do it other than maybe a Macy's or a TJ Maxx or H&M. They're looking for something a little more unique and special, and that's, I think, what I offer.
Randi, speaking of Downtown Crossing, once again, we have the tent, and tell people what's inside if they don't know.
So every day till the end of December, from a Monday through Saturday from 11 to 7 and Sunday 12 to 5 is the Downtown Boston Holiday Market. 28 artists and food specialty vendors selling their work. And this is the 4th year, very successful. It's right on Summer Street in a heated tent across from Macy's.
And of course some entertainment along the way, and you're right outside the old
entertainment. Santa Claus is there every day. It's entertainment. It's free to go in, unlike other markets are not.
All right, thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Randi, Lathrop, and Emily Benson.